Yes, let me have a start with the topic again because many of you must have joined the class right now and try to be regular and punctual enough that you take your classes regularly whenever there is a class for any subject, and also try to take it at a time and join it at a time so that you could come through the learning process from the very beginning, okay? And everything is clear to you. So let's have a start with the topic of the day. Is the topic is visible on your gadget screens? Simple present tense. Okay, thumbs up. Good. Okay, thank you so much for reacting. So simple present tense, before I talk about simple present tense, let me tell you that tense is actually of three types. When we talk about this tense means time, and time is divided into three categories. First, we say present tense, then we say past, and then we say future. Present means what is going now, what is happening now, right now, which actions are habits or part of the routine. When I talk about past, it means the things which have happened and they have become a things of the past. The events, the things which have happened, they are called as the events of the past. And future, future means the things or the events which will happen sometime in the future. So tenses are of three types: present tense, past tense, and future tense. These are the three main categories of the tenses, but these tenses are further subdivided. For example, if I talk about today's topic, simple present tense, this is a subdivision or category of the present tense. Okay, I told you that tense is divided into three types: present, past, and future. Present tense is subdivided into four more types. Those four types are simple or indefinite tense, simple present tense, or present indefinite tense. They both are the name for one tense. Okay, one category. Secondly, present continuous tense. Thirdly, present perfect tense. And the fourth category of the present tense is present perfect continuous tense. So these four categories are only of present tense. Right now we shall only talk about the first category of the present tense, which is simple present tense. Though there are the subdivisions of the past tense also, there are also four, and future also is subdivided into four categories, but we are not going to discuss today. Why? Because they are not our topic of the day. Our topic of the day is simple present tense, one of the category of the present tense. So let's move to the next one, that what actually is the definition or what this tense is used for. Let us read the definition. You also read through it and try to understand it. It is mainly used to tell us about two kinds of actions. Actions means the things which you perform. Okay, that is called action. Now, that action, which two kinds of action this tense is used for? Number one, action that is repeated or often done. Obviously, the action which is repeated or very often done, that is our habit. That action we may call as our habit, because habits are the repeated actions. I shall go through the details further later. Okay, let us move to the second action. For the second action, we can say the action that happens regularly. It means a routine. First action that often happens, and the second action that regularly happens. It means without any break. For the first action, we can say that there could be some break. When the things are our habits, there could be some break into them. We can take some break while taking that action, while performing that action. But when we talk about the routine action, that means those actions which happen regularly without any break. Okay, so simple present tense is used for both kinds of action: for the actions which are performed very often, which are our habits, and for the actions which are performed or which happen regularly. which we may call as a routine. When I go to the details of the habit, habit means very simple repeated action, something which you do very often. Okay, very often, many times you do it, not all the time but many times you do it, sometimes even without knowing that you are doing it. For example, many of you like the noodles. Okay, this is your habit, and you want your mother to cook those noodles for you. Fine, many of that is your habit. Many of you, not all of you, many of you love to write on the walls, despite many reactions from your mother's side or from the or I may call the teacher, from the teacher side, that don't write on the walls. But this is your habit. Sometimes you do not even know that you're writing on the wall without your intention is being involved there. Why? Because it is your habit. We are performing the habits because this has something has become a part of our habit, this a part like of our nature. We cannot stop doing that. Unintentionally sometimes we are doing that. Okay, and many of you like specifically I would talk about the girls, they love to play with the dolls. Okay, so this is their habit which many times you're performing them. So habit is something which you repeatedly do, very often do, but not regularly do, sometimes even without knowing that. So let me now convert these habits into sentences. He eats noodles. He eats noodles or she eats noodles. Okay. He plays with the cars. She plays with the dolls. These are all habits. Okay. Which I'm using into the sentences. Then he writes on the walls. She writes on the walls. This is your habit. So these are the habits. And in order to define these habits, I have used the tense simple present tense. Okay. In order to define these habits, I have used the simple present tense. Now let us move to the next one, that is a routine. When I talk about routine, I told you earlier that routine is something which regularly happens without any break. Like, let me give you the example, the sun sets daily. Okay, the sun sets daily. The sun rises daily. This is the routine. It never happens that the sun has not risen. It always rises and every day rises. This is the routine. Then you eat. Every day you eat. Every day you drink. This is your routine. You cannot live without eating. You cannot live without drinking. So for these routine habits also, we use word simple present tense. The habit, sorry, not habits, I would say these actions, these regular actions. For the habits, I shall say repeated actions, and for the routine, I shall say regular actions. For both the repeated actions and for both the regular actions, we use the tense simple present tense or present indefinite tense. If I use them into the sentences, I would say the sun sets, the sun rises, I eat, you drink. Okay, so which tense I have used? Simple present tense to describe both the habit and the routine. Habit means repeated action and routine means regular action. I hope so it would be clear to you now. Okay, let's move to the examples from the page itself. For example, I get up early in the morning. This is your habit. Okay, sometimes you even take a break in this action. Sometimes you do not get up early in the morning. Okay, specifically when you are in your you are going to the school, you get up early in the morning, but when there is a weekend, you mostly do not get up early in the morning. Fine, so this is your habit, a repeated action but not a regular action. My mother recites the Holy Quran daily. This is her habit because many times and very often she is reciting the Holy Quran and sometimes not. And then come to the third one, my father goes to the office regularly. This is a routine. Okay, because he has to go to the work and has to earn the living for you. Fine, so this is the routine. Then comes the sun always rises in the east, or we may say also this as the not even we can say that this is a regular action. Sometime it can also take a break. but we may also call it as a routine action. The third one, the sun always rises in the east. This is also the routine action. Always it rises into the east, not from the west. Okay, so these are a few examples for the simple present tense. Let's move to the note, the important note. The first two sentences are habits which are repeatedly or very often performed. The last two sentences are routine or regular events that happen daily. Let's move to the next one. This slide, you may see the structure of the simple present tense. Like, what is the structure? First comes subject. While you are writing or forming the sentences for the simple present tense, first you would find the subject there. Subject would be followed by the verb, and verb, and which form of the verb we have to use into the simple present tense? First form of the verb, which we may also call as the root form. Okay, but first form is easy for you to understand. Anyhow, you also keep the second term in your mind, like first form can also be called as the root form of the verb. And then verb, it means the first form of verb is followed by object. Okay, this is the sentence structure for the simple present tense. Like, you can see this example, I play the match. Here I is a subject, play is a verb, first form of the verb. You can see this is the first form of the verb or the root form of the verb. The match is an object. Okay, so you can find all the three entities of the sentence or parts of the sentence here. Subject I, verb play, first form of verb, object the match into the simple present, and this is the formula for the sentence structure of the simple present tense. Now let's move to the next. He plays the match. Here you would find a bit change into the form of the verb. Okay, though the form is first, but you can find s with it. You can find with the first form of the verb together with s. Why? Let me tell you. It is because of the subject. When the subject is he. Very simple. Let me tell you or define you in a very simple way. When the subject is he, she, or it. Okay? When the subject is he, she, or it, or a singular noun, singular name or singular noun, the verb it follows is always with the s added with it. इसके साथ जो verb आता है ना, the verb which comes after that subject, it means he, she, it, singular noun or singular name, then the verb is always with s with it, added s with it, together with s. We have to write first form of the verb together with s or es. Okay, together with s or es. If you would not write this s with it, then this would be a big blunder or a big mistake, and you are going to lose, believe me, you are going to lose half mark for it in your paper if you have done this mistake, this big mistake, that you have not written s when the subject is he, she, or it. So always remember, there are certain rules in grammar which you must retain in your memory. Okay, they are for your learning. There is no logic into them. Just you have to keep them in your mind. Just you have to retain them. That if the subject is he, she, or it, or a singular noun or name, then the verb it follows, the verb must have s or es with it. This is the rule of the grammar which you must keep in mind. But if the subject is I, we, you, they, and two names or two nouns or plural nouns, then the verb they follow, the verb doesn't have any s or es with it. Only we shall write here infinitive form of the verb or root form of the verb without s or es. Fine. I hope it would be clear to you. So first would come subject, then verb, and then object. This is the formula for the simple present tense. Let's move to the next slide. Let us talk in detail the structure for the positive sentence. Sentences are divided into three types. Let me tell you before we go to the next slides. Sentences are divided into three categories. Okay, positive sentences, negative sentences, and then interrogative sentences. Fine. Mainly they are divided into three categories: positive, negative, negative, and then interrogative. These are the three main categories of the sentences. Let's talk about the positive sentence structure as far as simple present tense is concerned, because today our concern or our topic is simple present tense. So let us discuss the sentence structure of the positive sentences in simple present sentence. Now you can see this formula in the very beginning. Just go through this formula: subject in the beginning, followed by verb. Verb means first form together with S or ES, okay? And then plus object, but this is only an option. Many times you are not going to add S or ES like I discussed in the last slide, that S or ES is a requirement for certain subjects, but it is not a requirement for other subjects. Fine. So the formula for the positive sentence in simple present tense is subject followed by verb and then in the last object. Now let us see if the sentences start with the subject he, she, it, singular name. Like I told you in the last slide, if the sentence starts with the subject he, she, it, like you can see here, you can find he and Ali. They both are what? He is, this subject is he here, and Ali is a singular noun or name. Then they are followed by the verb where we add S or ES. Okay? Like you can see in this example, he plays the match every day.
जिसका भी शोर आ रहा है म्यूट करें.
So now you can see the structure for the negative sentence in simple present tense. Is it visible to you on your gadget screen? Negative sentence structure? Is it visible on the screen? Okay, thank you. So negative sentence structure, when we talk about the negative sentence structure, here you can see like what is the structure? Subject. Subject is always followed by do or does. Do or does not. And then verb, in the verb we shall only write the first form of the verb. No addition of the S or ES with the first form of the verb, okay? While we are writing the negative sentences in simple present tense, the formula would be subject followed by do or does not and then verb, but with the form of the verb we shall not add S or ES. Also retain or keep this rule in your mind, students. This is also rule of the grammar which you must retain in your memory, and it would be really very much helpful for you. Do and does, they both are never ever followed by the form of the verb which has S or ES with it. They are always followed by the first form of the verb without s or es. Just keep this rule and retain this rule in your memory forever, that do and does are always followed by the first form or infinitive form of the verb without s or es with it. If you add s or es after do not or does not with the first form of the verb, again it would be a big mistake and you're going to lose marks for it. Fine, so keep this rule and retain this rule in your memory. And then it is also followed by the object. Like you can see in the examples, these are the subjects I, we, you, they. You is the subject, you is followed by do not. With certain subjects we use do not, and with the other subjects we use does not. I also keep the subjects in your mind, that with which subjects you need to use do not, and with which subjects you need to use does not. I, we, you, they, Ali and Imran, these are the two names. They are always followed by or any other names which are in plural. Okay, they are followed by do not. First would come subject I would be followed by do not. I do not play match. Let me write it. I would be followed by do or does not. Obviously do not. Okay. I do not. Then again it would be followed by the first form of the verb. I do not play match. Like you can see, the subject I is followed by do not. Okay. And then again, we would also be followed by do not. The subject we would also be followed by do not. And then first form of the verb without adding s with it. Play match. Sorry, full stop at the end of every sentence. Don't forget to do it. Then you have seen this example already has been done for you. You do not play match. You is also followed by do not. They is also followed by like you can see I is followed by do not, we is followed by do not, you is followed by do not, they is followed by do not, and Ali and Imran again would be they do not. Let me complete it first. Play match. Full stop at the end. Ali and Imran, they are two names, so we shall take them as plural. Do not play match. Now, when we talk about the subjects he, she, Ali, they would be followed by does not. You can see this example already. She does not. It has been done for you. She does not play match. Likewise, he does not play match. Full stop. And then she does not play match. Again, Ali does not. So this is the way you have to do it. Like you can see after do not and does not, you can see the first form of the verb but without s or es with it. You cannot find anywhere with the first form of the verb s or es. Okay, so this is the way you have to do it. Let us move to the next slide, and that is interrogative sentences. In interrogative sentences, you can see the formula do or does in the beginning of the sentence, then it would be followed by subject, then verb, again the first form of the verb only, no addition of s or es, because here again you can find do or does, and I told you earlier that do and does are always followed with the infinitive form of the verb or the first form of the verb without adding s or es with it. Then the first form or the verb is followed by object. Like you can form here, do I play match, and at the end would be a question mark, because this is interrogative, so you are going to mark question mark at the end. I cannot find. Question mark would be there at the end of the interrogative. Let me form this first one. Do I play match? Do we play match? Do they play match? Do Ali and Imran play match? Now, when we talk about the subjects he, she, Ali, does he play match? Does she play match? Does Ali play match? So, do and does in the beginning of the sentence, and subject in the second, and verb in the third, the first form of the verb only without addition of s or es, and in the last would come object and question mark for the interrogative. And do is used for I, we, you, they, or two names, and then does is used for he, she, Ali for a singular name. This is for the interrogative. Remember, these adverbs can be used in simple present tense to show the These adverbs can be used in simple present tense to show the habit or daily routine. Okay, these are the certain adverbs. These adverbs like always, regularly, often, usually, sometimes, every day. These we can use while forming the simple present tense, either the positive, negative, or interrogative. You can use these adverbs, or wherever you find these adverbs, you may come to the solution that this is a simple present tense, because they show the habits or the routine. These adverbs always, regularly, often, usually, sometimes, every day. Okay, so they can be used, and other than these, daily, at night, at noon, rarely, never, in the morning, evening. These adverbs are to be used into the simple present tense to show the habit or the routine. Now I have devised this exercise for you people. Now, right now you start making the negative and interrogative sentences for these positive sentences of the simple present tense. I have given you the positive sentences. For the simple present tense, he speaks the truth. They drive car fast. Ali gets up early in the morning. He takes exercise every day. I play football in the evening. They are all in the positive form of the simple present tense. You have to convert them into the negative and interrogative of simple present tense. Right now, do them. Please take 5 minutes to do this activity. Take a paper and start doing this. And then share your answers with me.